Bobby J. Brown, who was best known for his role as Baltimore police officer Bobby Brown on HBO's The Wire, died on February 24, 2026, at the age of 62 after a tragic barn fire in Chaptico, Maryland. His death has sent shockwaves through fans of the series, colleagues across the industry, and anyone who followed his grounded, authentic performances. His agent, Albert Bramonti, confirmed the news of Brown's passing in a statement to CBS News. He said Bobby J. Brown was an actor of incredible depth and a man of great character. Bobby J. Brown was born in Washington, D.C. in 1964. He grew up on Pennsylvania Avenue, right on the border of Southeast D.C. and Prince George's County. Before he ever stepped in front of a camera, Brown was a serious boxer. Not hobby level, he was elite. He trained at the same local gym where Sugar Ray Leonard rose to fame. He compiled an amateur record of 73-13. He won 5 Golden Gloves championships, making him the first boxer to achieve that milestone. He even fought Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker 3 times in the amateurs. Whitaker went on to become one of the greatest lightweight champions in boxing history. This background is important because it shaped his discipline, his physical presence, and the grounded realism he later brought to his acting roles. After his boxing career, Brown shifted into acting in the late 1990s. His first on-screen appearance was in 1998, when he debuted on Homicide, Life on the Street. From there, he became part of the Baltimore-centered storytelling universe created by David Simon. Homicide, Life on the Street, 1998. He was in The Corner in 2000 playing Officer Ira Weiner. He was in The Wire from 2002 to 2008, where he played Officer Bobby Brown. He played Thomas Allers in We Own This City in 2022. Just to name a few. His authenticity, shaped by his upbringing, his boxing discipline, and his real-world experience, made him a natural fit for gritty, grounded roles. He wasn't a trained actor from childhood. He was a real person with real life behind him, and that's exactly why he stood out. Bobby J. Brown's final moments were as tragic as they were sudden. He had gone into the barn on his Maryland property to jumpstart an old Cadillac, something routine, something he'd done before, but something sparked, and a fire broke out almost instantly. Realizing the danger, Bobby called a relative and asked them to bring a fire extinguisher. But the flames spread faster than anyone could have anticipated. His wife, Arlene, was the one who placed the emergency call. In the 911 dispatch notes, she told operators that her husband was trapped inside the barn and that the structure was already on fire. Moments later, she lost contact, the call dropped, and responders struggled to reconnect with her as the situation escalated. When first responders arrived, the scene was already catastrophic. Firefighters described the structure as a 50-foot by 100-foot barn, mostly engulfed, subject trapped inside. Within minutes, the update changed. The building was fully engulfed, flames tearing through every part of the structure. In a desperate attempt to save her husband, Arlene reportedly rushed toward the burning barn, suffering severe burns across her body as she tried to reach him. But the fire was too intense, and Bobby remained trapped inside as the structure collapsed around him. By the time the relative arrived with the fire extinguisher he had asked for, the barn was already consumed by flames. There was nothing anyone could do. The Maryland office of the chief medical examiner later confirmed that Bobby J. Brown died from diffuse thermal injuries and smoke inhalation. His death was ruled an accident. He is survived by his wife, Arlene, and their 2 adult children. For many people, Bobby J. Brown wasn't just another actor. He was part of the fabric of The Wire, a show that didn't just depict Baltimore, it understood it. Brown brought a level of authenticity that can't be faked. Before acting, he was a 5-time Golden Gloves boxing champion. That discipline, that physical presence, that lived experience, it all translated into the characters he played. He wasn't performing, he was inhabiting. Bobby J. Brown's acting career was woven tightly into the world of David Simon's Baltimore-based storytelling. He was one of those actors who kept showing up in the stories that mattered, the ones rooted in real communities, real struggles, real people. He didn't chase fame. He chased truth. In 2023, he was in a short dramatic film called The Mailman. And then, after 2023, he stepped away. No new credits, no public appearances, no interviews. Not because of scandal, there were none. Not because of controversy. He avoided that entirely. He simply drifted out of the spotlight, living a quieter life away from the industry. For some actors, the silence means decline. For Bobby J. Brown, it just meant he had already said what he needed to say on screen. That's part of why his death feels so heavy. When someone hasn't been in the public eye for a while, their passing hits with a strange kind of echo. It reminds people of how much time has passed, how much life happens off camera, how many stories remain untold. Fans went back to his scenes, rewatching moments where he barely said a word but still commanded the frame. That was his gift: subtlety, presence, honesty. There were no scandals in his career, no tabloid moments, no dramatic falls from grace. Bobby J. Brown was a working actor, the kind Hollywood doesn't celebrate enough, the kind who shows up, does the job, elevates the story, and leaves a mark without demanding attention. His colleagues respected him for that. His fans loved him for that. And the industry quietly relied on actors like him to make its worlds feel real. The fire that took his life was brutal, but the legacy he leaves behind is anything but. His work in The Wire continues to resonate with new generations discovering the show for the first time. His performances in the broader Baltimore storytelling universe remain some of the most grounded and believable in the genre. And the people who knew him, or simply admired him from afar, are remembering him as a man who brought authenticity to every frame he touched. Bobby J. Brown didn't need to be a star to matter. He mattered because he was real, because he brought truth to roles that could have easily been overlooked, because he represented the kind of performer who doesn't chase the spotlight, but still manages to illuminate every scene. May he rest in peace, rest in power, and rest in paradise. His work lives on. His presence lives on. And the impact he had, quiet, steady, and deeply felt, will continue long after the flames that took him have faded. If you're a Bobby J. Brown fan, or if you enjoyed this video, please throw me a thumb. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.